What's up, everybody? I'm Cool J. This is Cool J's Tarot, and here we unblock your chakras. So I am reading for the Earth Collective, and I'm doing a very special reading for you guys. I'm doing my brand's mission, the CHAKRA UNBLOCKA, a package that can be booked on my website at thechakraunblocka.com. And what we do here essentially is pull up some general energies that could be blocking your chakras, the real work that I'm doing, the root work that I'm doing, and finding out what along your line, along your bloodline, along your lineage, something that you couldn't even help, something that you were born into, that's stopping you along your journey. Okay, so we're gonna dig up old things from the past. This reading, keep in mind, it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to hear something so deep, and not everybody's ready for the truth. Okay, so it might be things here that we pull up that you haven't fully acknowledged yet, so beware. Okay, so how we're gonna do this is we are going to use a very special deck that I got from the professional high priestess, Daisy Odom. She is like one of my top readers at a time when she was teaching so much things about spirituality and understanding certain things with the chakras. And I was already studying that through a yoga course, I believe a lot of you know. And she kind of like made things make sense. It was a reader that I gravitated to, and she was amazing. So this is her deck that she created for that purpose. And this is what we're going to be using, okay? Keep in mind that these are general readings, so they may or may not resonate, okay? And we're doing an elemental reading. So we're going to group all the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn together. Now, if you've been here before, you already know the drill. If this is your first time here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Cool J Tarot, okay? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into this. All right, it's been a minute since I've been here, but bear with me. She's been doing a lot in life, a lot, okay? And many things have changed for her, and she's back. You may have to give me a second because that thing is gonna keep beeping. That's my washer and dryer. It's beeping. Give me a second, earth signs. Bear with me. Okay, I'm back. So I did fire signs reading and I separated all the signs, right? I did Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius completely separate. Keep in mind that if these signs are in your sun, moon, and rising, you should definitely take a look at that video, check it out, because these readings apply to your sun, moon, and rising. So here's the deal though. I separated all the signs and I read for them, but they all kind of thought I could have did one reading for the whole element. So this is what I'm gonna do with you guys, okay? All right, let's get into it. Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. My hands are a little dry. Okay, reading for the earth signs. I got a lot of stuff on my lips, Vaseline on my lips. Just put it on my hands. All right, that's real. Something like that ain't real. Anyways, let's get into this. Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. We're reading for the Earth Collective. Tell me what's going on within their chakras, what they need to work on to get to the next level in our life. So when I pull this, I'm going to pull 3 of these. Then I'm going to clarify with the tarot, Rider-Waite. Then I'm going to clarify with another tarot, Rider-Waite. Then I'm going to pull 1 card from Angels and Ancestors Oracle, just to leave you off with. Let you know what kind of guidance you have in this situation. All right, let's get into it. Angels, Ancestors, guides of the Most High. Earth energy. What's going on with their chakras? What do they need to know along their journey? What is happening? Earth energy. 3 cards for the earth energy. Earth energy. Earth energy. Okay, earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What I'm seeing here is restrictions, mental health, and meditation. Okay, so I'm seeing some restrictions. Let's talk about it. Restrictions can range from individual restrictions such as blocked self-expression to societal restrictions such as Jim Crow and failed immigration policies, many of our ancestors experienced a range of restrictions that manifest for us today as energy blockages. Debilitated willpower and fear of risk-taking and the unknown. This is why a lot of people don't deal with the occult, because you're stepping into the unknown and everybody's afraid of it. That's why tarot and things of that nature is taboo, and people are going to deem it as evil and things of that nature, because we're afraid of ourselves. We're afraid of our magic and things that we hold within us, things that were stripped away from us. These are called restrictions, okay? Fearful of the taboo, of the unknown, of this realm, of this element, you know, and it can apply to so many different places, but that's just an example that I know of. Anyways, this card could also indicate an ancestor was a part of creating restrictions for individuals and groups, and that karma is affecting you now. Okay, so what I feel like, I'm sure you picked up what this is saying, but what I feel like we're getting at here is there's restrictions, there's some type of blockages going on with you, Capricorn, and I'm pretty sure you can feel it. We can always feel when we're blocked. We can always feel when things aren't panning out the way you wanted it to pan, or you're not in motion, you're not in movement, something feels stalemated, right? So I'm expecting to see some type of Two of Swords, honestly, a stalemated energy. I'm expecting to see that in the tarot, so we'll see if that comes up. It could have been an ancestor of yours that have went through some things in the past, as they spoke about Jim Crow, things of that nature. This one, this is ancestral. This is going back, and what's affecting you today. What has residual effects on who you are today. You came from a bloodline, right? This bloodline has went through some things. Okay, your grandmother, your great-great-grandmother, your great-great-great-grandmother, your aunts, your tanties, okay, cousins, first cousins, second cousins, third cousins. Oh no, that's this generation. Cousins that came from cousins, like the people that's a part of your family, your tribe, your bloodline. They've all went through things, and our bloodline has been through the time of segregation. We didn't just come about, okay? So our bloodline has been through the time of segregation, through the time of slavery, through the time of all these things. And whatever your bloodline experienced, when you were birthed, when you were conceived, you felt the trauma of that. You felt the trauma of what was going on, okay? Because it was passed down to your mom, and your mom got it from her mom, and her mom got it from her mom, and same with your father. So you felt the traumas of it. It may not have be from the womb with your father, but it's definitely going to be from dealing with your father, who has been traumatized from his father, or lack thereof, or however that goes. So there's some restrictions here from way back when, okay? Some blockages here, okay? And it could have been created by your own ancestor, or things that was inflicted onto our ancestors. All right, let's get into the mental health, because this is the card that we got, mental health. Now, keep in mind, I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose you with mental health problems, mental health issues, or any of that. That is for you to take up on your own. I'm just reading tarot. Okay, so it says we can in fact inherit mental health patterns. We can in fact inherit mental health patterns and intellectual abilities from our ancestors, whether it be through nature, DNA, or nurture, conditioning. And both is affecting us, okay? If our ancestors were not well, this card could indicate that current mental health and intellectual health issues are stemming from ancestral karma. This can also indicate the inheritance of certain intellectual abilities as well, okay? So it's not just inheriting bad things. You can inherit good things. If you came from a bloodline of geniuses, you probably are a fucking genius. You know, that's just how it goes. So what I'm seeing here is there's some restrictions that you picked up from your ancestors, and it could have a lot to do with your thought patterns, the way your mind works. We see the mind here. The brain here is the way your mind is working, the way it's wired, the way it's conditioned. It's coming from your lineage, your ancestors, and it's affecting you today and causing some blockages. It's where you came from, essentially, is what it's saying. Okay, and the last card that we got is meditation, which I really like, earth signs. I really like that because meditation is very grounding, and we are speaking to a very grounded sign. You are earth energy, right? So it says meditation is a powerful way to connect with ancestors as well as transmute ancestral trauma. Specific meditation designed to clear the DNA and activate ancestral abilities are readily available online. You can facilitate ancestral meditations by focusing on a specific lineage, mother or father, as well as a specific ancestor. This is a precursor to dream recall. A precursor to dream recall. I have an issue with dream recall. I don't never remember things that I dream, but precursor is like priming yourself, essentially. What I'm getting here is, in order to be clear on what it is that you're being blocked from, or like recognizing that thought process, that thought pattern, is being able to have clairvoyance, a clarity, a clear understanding. And in order to do that, it's clearing that third eye chakra, right? And in order to clear that third eye chakra, it's very important to ground yourself, meditate, sit in silence. You know, that's one way of meditation, of course. And like this oracle has said, there's ways that you can find, like, there are meditations that are readily available online, right? So I personally do my own meditations, but my meditations aren't like online for anybody. That's my personal way of grounding. But there are meditation techniques online here, right here on YouTube. Hey, you got me on YouTube, right? You can find others on YouTube. And you should go through some meditation in order to help figure out what it is being blocked mentally. This is a mental blockage, essentially, is what I'm seeing. And this is why, oh, and we at the bottom deck, we got altar. And this is why, it went away. Guess I wasn't supposed to say it. Okay, we got altar, we got father. We're done with this deck, though. We're done with this deck. Okay, earth energy. Yep. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's talk about these restrictions. We could be speaking of the father side of this, the masculine side of your... Yeah, we could be speaking of the masculine side of this. We could be speaking to the masculine side of your bloodline, of these restrictions. It's coming from like maybe the father energy. And I'm also seeing a message for you to create an altar, or go to your altar so you can connect. Meditate near your altar if you have an altar, right? It's a place where you can congregate essentially with your guides, your ancestors, whose energies are still readily available to you. Like the meditations are readily available online, okay? They are there for you. They're there to help you through it. They give you messages and guide you through it. That's why they're called guides, your ancestors, angels, guides of the Most High. You know, the high vibrational ones. This is who we're calling on to help guide us through it. Call on them, get to them, okay? Meditate, help them, ask them to help you receive the answers. And this is how you do that in dream recall, getting the answers in dream state. I feel like that's what that's saying right there with the dream recall, that you will receive the messages in a dream state. Okay, so when you're sleeping, because this all has to do with a blockage in the mental health in order to get clarity. And your subconscious is going to speak to you. Your subconscious will speak to you through a dream. I have a dream state message. I have a dream state message. This came up for you. Angels, ancestors, guys of the Most High, thank you so much. This came up for you. I feel like religious factors are playing a role in this. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say we was going to get the Two of Swords? Angels, ancestors, guys of the Most High, thank you so much. Thank you for speaking so loudly. Didn't I say we were going to get the Two of Swords? I knew we were going to get some type of stagnation, and I felt like it was going to come into the restrictions. If not the restrictions, then the mental health. But it was going to come up. It had to. This is what the tarot does. It came at the bottom of the deck. That's what we don't see. You don't see this restriction. Oh, and there's some lying, cheater, stealer. There's something not truthful. There's sneaky energy behind the stagnation. So some type of lie or some type of deceit has caused some type of stagnation, some type of blockage or some type of restriction in your life. And what I'm picking up is it has to do with religious factors or beliefs. You know, what your bloodline, what your family, what your people believe in. What they believe has been affecting you, okay? And like I said, it's coming from a masculine, right? A father figure. We got the emperor here, okay? This is daddy. This is Big Daddy right here. So Big Daddy seemed like he could, all right, this could be very specific, but just in case this is a very specific message, okay? This will not resonate with everybody. So do not be like, oh, this doesn't resonate with me. This isn't my reading. It still can very well be your reading, but this is a very particular message. Somebody's dad here can be a pastor or something of that nature, work in the church, okay? And those restrictions for what you have to believe in, it's on you. You feel that, and it has definitely caused some type of stagnation with the Two of Swords here, which I said we were going to get. It came up, right? It's here. It's causing blockages, and I'm seeing here that there is some hope there. There is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? There's a glimmer of hope. It's not even a glimmer. There's a lot of hope, a lot of chance, and it has a lot to do with belief and faith, okay? It has a lot to do with faith and belief and what you believe in, what you were made to believe in. Two of Swords, something's causing stagnation with the Seven of Swords under here, okay? It's saying that there's something that you didn't get the full truth about something, okay? You didn't get the full truth about something. It has a lot to do with religion, though, is what I'm seeing. And then I see the bottom of the deck says altar. And where's their altar? Not in churches? Somebody's father here is probably a pastor of some kind. Yeah, anyway, I'm seeing here having to walk away. You maybe had to walk away from the church or walk away from that energy, walk away from those beliefs. It caused disappointment in some people, something of that nature. But I see a new beginning here for you as well. Let's get into this further. Thank you, angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. That is a very specific, very, very specific message. Okay? We're talking for all earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So that's a wide group of people. So in this reading, I realize it's targeting a group of people. I'm seeing mental fights, mental battles, a lot of arguing, communication. It probably was bad for your mental health. Wow, everything's coming up in the reverse in the mental health. Angels, ancestors, guides, and Most High. Let's keep going. Let's see one card. I feel like you could have been isolated, or felt like you had to isolate yourself. Lots of time alone, but not wanting to be alone, almost being left out. And not knowing which way to go, not being able to see the light. That's what I'm picking up. I'm seeing here with the Five of Swords in reverse. It's like there was a lot of fight, battle, warring, but it was like verbal. It's all up here. It's all in the air energy. Okay? So you could have been dealing with an air sign, or in this situation, there wasn't a lot of emotion. It was a lot of logic and arguing, quarrels, even losing those quarrels. I'm feeling like you lost a lot of these quarrels. And feeling left out and isolated. It caused something to happen with your mental health. Is affecting you up here. And it's coming from conditioning. It's coming from conditioning. I feel like you're stuck in the middle of something. One more card, angels. Oh, this is for a very specific group of earth energy. We got the Two of Swords again, coming up with the Justice card, but they both came up in reverse. I'm telling you, I knew we'd see that card. I knew we'd see that card. Impossible restrictions come up the way it's coming up, without like restrictions and the mental health. Two of Swords is all air energy, mental, and restrictions, blockages, stalemate. Two of Swords, that's what that is. Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. That's how the tarot works, though, guys. Okay, boom. Thank you so much. What are we talking about? This came up before, too. I should have took it. And I had a feeling, but I like to be sure. Came up before with other cards built out. So what I'm seeing here in the mental health energy, there are some attachments to something. Oh, maybe somebody here could even be a workaholic. And that could also be you trying to distract yourself from something. But I do feel like there's some like past energy lingering here. And it's causing you to feel isolated from possibly your family or from some people. It's energy from the past. Someone you have nostalgic feelings for. I just feel like there's this energy of like, let me just get the word that I want. What I'm picking up. Yeah. Loneliness, exclusion, rejection, feeling isolated. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So what's affecting you is that you could be holding on to resentment for what's going on. I told you there was some fights, bickers, quarrels, some that even seemed like you lost. And it's like you let it all go, you know, or somebody here let it all go. And you here, you're feeling isolated, left out, rejected in some way. And it has to do with some things that happened in the past. I'm seeing here, there's some like, something unhealthy going on, definitely. There's, okay. Your mental health has the toxic energy next to it, the devil card next to it. That's where your mental health is showing, right? And it's essentially just saying there's some type of addictions or like unhealthy attachments, or you could be holding a grudge or holding on to something, holding on to, you know, this, whatever this thing is that happened in the past. You have feelings and memories about this thing of the past, and it's affecting you because it was an emotional thing. But I just feel like, you know, somebody here, you or someone, is holding on to resentment, and it could have a lot to do with the religion and or like belief system, like what you all believe in. Even if it's not just religion, even though I do see somebody, father here being a pastor, you know, I do also see religion is, or beliefs, or, you know, how you think life should go, essentially. Somebody who ruled, you know, and they had principles and stuff like that. And it could also have to do with school. It could also have a lot to do with school, educational system as well, too, as far as like maybe what you wanted to do for school and you decided to take another route. But it has to do with belief and faith and things of that nature, too. So, yeah. And somebody's holding on. Yeah, some justice has to happen to this. Something has to be balanced out in this situation. It has to come to a medium. And in order to do that, I'm seeing meditation, angels, ancestors, guides, and the Most High. I'm seeing meditation. I'm trying to decide if I need to clarify with another tarot deck, but maybe I will. Maybe I will. Meditation, angels, ancestors, guides, and the Most High. Meditation. Wow. This is great. Oh, man. This is great. Not a good thing great, but like this came up in the, it came up in a challenged position. And I don't usually take cards in a challenge position. If it comes up in a challenge position, it's a challenge. That means I'm taking it in the reverse. Okay? I'm taking it in the reverse. You didn't come up in the upright, so, and you came up in the challenge, to me, reverse. But what we're going to speak about it in the challenge position, because I understand what it's saying and why it came up that way. So what I'm picking up here is, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I feel like I took a little break and I got better at my readings, or I'm just really skillful at the chakra unblock reading, because I'm picking up this reading so good. But anyway, meditation. It says it here that you need to meditate because why? You're having anxiety, sleepless nights. This is something that's a worry on your head. This is something that's stressing you out. It actually really, truly fucking bothers you. And this is all mental too. Swords are mental. And what we're talking about, not mental health, right? And under the meditation, in order to ground yourself and clear your mind and clear that DNA and the conditioning and things of that nature, right? Under the meditation is showing you stressed with mental worries, anxiety. And I'm seeing here Queen of Cups. Your emotions, you got to get your emotions balanced, your emotions in check. Okay, you're super sensitive, you're intuitive, you're loving. You know what I mean? You have a lot of emotions here, but at the same time, these emotions are stemming from past things, and it's stressing you out and causing confusion at the bottom of the deck. Now, I'm going to not go to that card right away. I'm going to come to this card because this card is going to flow into this card. Now, listen. 7 of Cups. This is dreaming or confusion, more like confusion in this situation. Not knowing which way to go, not being able to choose the right direction, not knowing what's going on. It's absolute confusion. Look at the person at the in the card. How they're at the bottom of the cups and they're looking at all these different options. Look at them. And they're dark. They're like a shadow. So this is your shadow self. This is your shadow self. So in your shadow self, you're confused as shit. Okay? All over the place with your emotions. Right? And it's because you have to meditate in order to bring it back into balance, with the Justice card that showed up as well. But I feel like the World card came up in a challenge position because this is a cycle that needs to be closed out. This cycle is still open. This cycle hasn't totally closed. This is still toxic, and it's still affecting your mental health, and it's causing restrictions and blockages. This cycle hasn't closed. This cycle is sitting here like this, right? With this confusion card right here. Let me keep it upright, right? And it's like this. And you can either, you know, stay in this bullshit and not meditate and hold on to this shit, you know, and continue feeling isolated because you're really sensitive. You're really sensitive. And I understand. You're allowed to be sensitive. We all have feelings, but you also got to be stronger and have understanding and acceptance so you can move past it and release these restrictions, because these restrictions are stopping you from getting somewhere. Okay? It's stopping you from getting somewhere. And we don't know what that somewhere is because here, right, the cycle hasn't closed yet, so we won't be able to tell what's coming after the cycle. This is just what's going on currently, okay? We don't want this to go here. And the cycle remains open and it's not closing. This is just where you're at. It's in a challenge position. You meditate, you realize what's going on, and you work on that. And we get it here. And clear that. Because there's a lot of blockages. I'm just picking third eye up. There's a lot of blockages within the third eye. Confusion. I guess we'll clarify, right? We'll make the clarification very quick, easy, to the point. Right? Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High, thank you so much for being here with the Earth Collective. Reading for them when it comes to their ancestral traumas and what's blocking them and what's stopping them. So this is the deeper readings that I do, okay? And I'm really happy that nothing harsh, that was ugly, harsh. Nothing harsh came, nothing harsh has came up for you. I'm glad, because this set could get crazy. That professional high priestess, she don't play. Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. Two more cards, please. Two more cards. Two more cards, please. Those two. Okay. Yeah, came up again. Saying the same thing. Just elaborating on the story. You see 5 of Wands clarifying the Hierophant. So this belief or this system that there was complications and there was fights and competition and it was battle, there was struggle within it, is what I'm seeing. Like I said, this was restricting you. And I do feel like here with the Emperor, there was an ending with this Emperor, the Death card, okay? There was an ending. With all endings come new beginnings, but I do see an end to something, a death to something when it comes to this Emperor. Not that they died, but maybe the ending to the relationship or something of that nature, or ending to who they were to you, or maybe they ended something. Something here was ended. And that has a lot to do with that 5 of Swords where you let go. And I think you let go because there was a lot of this, maybe a lot of arguing or a lot of talk back and stuff like that. You know, and somebody feels a way about it. Resentment is held from this situation because of the complications that was here, is what I'm seeing. And the Star card is clarified by the Star card, which is just saying it has a lot to do with faith and belief, okay? And also to have hope in the situation, because with every ending, like I said, comes a rebirth. Okay, with every death comes a rebirth. That's the reincarnation cycle, or something just happens. It's always going to be a new beginning when something ends. It's always, that's just what it is, right? But I do see here, I see somebody trying to get away with something, some deceit or whatever the case is. So within this situation, somebody wasn't being wholeheartedly honest, right? And because of that, an apology needs to be given. An apology needs to be given by somebody, is what I'm seeing. But because of the deceit, I feel like this is why there's resentment. Because of the deceit, there's resentment. I'll take 3 more cards. Thank you. Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. Yeah, it's like you're waiting on this person to come towards you or say something. You're holding on to something. Yeah. I'm seeing the same exact energy, except I see movement. Except I see movement. Before it was the Eight of Cups, now it's the disappointment at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you may be moving on. Okay, so even if this person doesn't come apologize or say anything, I feel like there was a point in time where you were waiting for them to come in and you were holding on to resentment and like almost waiting for them to come in. Maybe that's what caused that restriction, that stagnation in your life, right? And I see here with the isolation and, you know, feeling like left out or like, you know, like abandoned in a sense. Not totally abandoned, but like rejected, right? I see that energy here. I feel like that caused some type of confusion for you and it put you in a confused space, especially emotionally. And I do feel like here, when it comes to this past energy, you're moving past it, or you need to move past it. You need to take action. Okay, this is travel, motion. You could have even moved away from this person, like a good distance away. Yeah, I feel like you could have moved a good distance away from this energy to help you, you know, mentally. Like, you know, I can't be around this shit. And it either caused sadness for this person, you know, this father figure, or, you know, this dominant energy in your life. It could be a grandparent too. It could be a dad. I'm seeing, or if it was a mom, she was a single mom and she was in a very masculine energy. Okay. But I do see here, it left that person or you feeling very down, disappointed, depressed. Okay. I'm feeling like this may be you, you know, it may be you feeling this way. Depression, that could be what's going on with your mental health, you know, feeling depressed, feeling down. You know what I'm saying? Because you reminisce about these things from the past that happened and these fights, and maybe you were waiting on something, maybe an apology, or you traveled away from the situation for your mental health, something of that nature, for sure. Yeah, look what came back up. I separated the deck. We got the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So it's like maybe you found out about this deceit or these lies or whatever the case is, or the deceit and lies has caused some type of depression and disappointment for you. You need to meditate, because I'm seeing here the Nine of Swords. You're feeling stressed, worried. It's causing anxiety, sleepless nights, worrying you, confusion. You know, it's not a pretty image is what I'm seeing. It's causing definite restrictions. It's affecting something in your life. Tell me about this meditation. Tell me about the Nine of Swords. Girl. Girl. One more card, angels, ancestors, guys, the Most High. One more card. I'm going to leave that World card in the challenge position, even though it looks ugly on my board. Yeah. It's like you found out. It's like you found out, or you pay a lot of attention to it, or you went searching for information and you found out about these lies from the past or something of that nature. This deceit from the past. One more card. The World came up in the challenge position. Can you clarify? Can you clarify, please? Thank you. Angels, ancestors, guys. Oh, thank you. Yeah, you got to walk away in order to close the cycle. Yeah, you got to walk away from this unhealthy attachment. You got to walk away from this unhealthy attachment. It's causing confusion. So now here I see with the Nine of Swords, what's happening here, why you need to meditate, because the Nine of Swords is clarified by the Eight of Swords, which is being blocked. You're stressed and fucked up because you're blocked. Eight of Swords is mental blockages. You are blocked mentally. Okay? This is what's happening because of depression and anxiety. So you're not thinking straight. You're in a state of confusion because of this toxicity that you're attached to. From this somebody here ruled with an iron fist and is looking like a daddy. Ruled with an iron fist, and it could have lots of beliefs that was just very restricting. Beliefs that was very restricting to you. That caused complications for you because of their beliefs, and it ended something, and it's causing blockages right here is what I'm seeing. Queen of Cups, you're coming up very emotional, very intuitive is what I'm seeing. Even though you're an earth sign, I'm seeing a lot of water there. You're tapping into that water element. You could have waters elsewhere in your charts. But what I'm seeing here is I feel like you want to work with somebody. Like, it's like you want to work on the situation. You know, it's like you want to collaborate on making this better, or whatever the case is. Or you're blocked by the thoughts of wanting to collaborate and make it better. And I'm feeling like in order to close this cycle out, I'm not sure which direction you need to take, but you definitely need to walk away from the toxicity of this all. There's a toxicity of this in this situation. So what you need to do is let this toxicity go, walk away towards something that better serves you. Do your thing, okay? Whatever they believe, somebody else's beliefs does not have to be your beliefs, and they have to just accept you and love you for that. And if they don't, you got to keep it pushing. It is what it is. You're out here, you're on a journey, you're on a mission. Detachment is the game, okay? And I don't mean to sound so cold, but you have to detach and let go of certain things for yourself so that you can elevate. Right now, you're being restricted, and as long as you're restricted, you're gonna pass that down to bloodline, to bloodline, to bloodline, and your children are going to have that same hurdle to have to jump. So essentially what it's saying is walk away towards something that better serves you. You heard it in this lifetime. Walk away towards something that better serves you, okay? Even though I see here that, you know, you may want to collaborate or work on something with somebody, if it's causing blockages if they're not trying to work on it with you, you know? Okay. Angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. That's just what I picked up. That's the message that I picked up. But I know this story goes many different ways for many different peoples, because we're reading for a whole collective of earth energy. So it's not just one sign. It's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. All right, let's get a message from my angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High, and see who's coming up to help guide you in this energy right now, or what's coming up to help guide you in this energy right now. I'll take one card. Thank you, angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High. I'll take one card for the Earth Collective. One card for the Earth Collective. Thank you. Elder. My gosh. The Elder. Guess what the Elder said? Move beyond ancestral patterns. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Your elder is showing up. An elder from your bloodline. They want you to go past the things that they've done and that their fathers and fathers and fathers. And look, the elder that showed up is a masculine. This is a father energy. So your fathers is talking to you and telling you to move past these patterns, please. Move past these patterns. Okay. Well, this is what the chakra unblocka essentially looks like to get more into your deep-rooted things, okay? What I want to say to you guys is thank you for joining me. And if ever you need one of these deeper readings, let me know. You can book me online like I told you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for being here. Peace.